Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Kevin.
I'm Kevin too. I'm Abby.
And thanks for joining us here at Midwest Woodcraft. Today we're out here just to mess around a little bit. We're at a local county park. Got a nice little patch of woods and some hiking trails. Since we had such a beautiful day, such a great spot here to do it, we go ahead and take the opportunity to try to do a debris shelter real quick. We're just going to do a real basic debris shelter. I figured with such good help here, we could probably knock it out a lot quicker than if I was just doing it by myself. It would be good practice for all of us. Got a nice spot here. It's really flat here. We don't have any widow makers. We got some real young, healthy trees all around us here, it looks like. Nothing to worry about overhead. We're real close to the creek here, so we're close to water.
Nice and flat.
Nice and flat right here. We're protected from the wind. Might not be the ideal spot for a permanent shelter, a semi-permanent shelter, but for an emergency type shelter like this where he's just trying to get out of the elements real quick. Looks like a real good spot. So without further ado, we'll start gathering up materials. We'll be right back with you.
And there's materials everywhere.
Alright, so the kids are out looking for materials. I think we found our ridge pole here. It's not totally straight, but I think it'll work. They also found these. They're a little worse for wear, but they still seem pretty sturdy. I think they'll be plenty sturdy enough to do our entryway. They got the forks here. We'll just interlock them in together. That way we don't need any cordage or anything. Our ridge pole will go right on top there, and then we'll start putting our ribs on. So we're going to cut these down as well. You could get away without the saw, and you could just break these off in the fork of a tree or something, but I got the Laplander with me, so we'll cut them down to size and gather up some more stuff for our ribs. And of course we need the debris, we need all the leaves and everything, start getting them piled up. We'll start getting all that piled up, and then we'll be ready to start building. Okay, so you can see here I have my elongated tripod here. That's going to be the basic structure of the main structure of my shelter here. I failed to mention before that you want this total length to be at least as long as you are tall with your arms outstretched over your head. So I've made this probably about 10 feet long, which is quite a bit longer than me with my arms raised up above my head. So I should have plenty of room for me and even maybe a little backpack or whatever in here, and whatever insulation I decide to pack in here. Because that is kind of the point of this. Not only are you wanting to pile your debris over the top of this, but you're wanting to fill this up, get a nice insulative mat of leaves down on the ground there. You want to compress those down to about 4 inches thick. That way you got a nice good layer of insulation between you and that cold ground. So that's another part to this shelter. So once we get the ribs all on here and the debris all over the outside will also fill the inside with debris as well. So next step is to go ahead and get started putting the ribs on. And basically all we're going to do there is we're going to take and find some sticks. The kids and Beth have done a great job gathering some stuff up. And just start placing them along here like a rib cage that'll hold all of our debris up on top of the shelter. I'll be back with you when we get a little farther along. Alright, there we go. We got all of our ribbing in. Inside view there. So now we're ready for leaves. Alright, so once you get all your ribs and you got all your gaps filled in pretty good, then you can just start tossing on leaves. The thicker you pack them on, the more likely you're going to be protected against rain, snow, wind, whatever the case may be. So you want these packed on here really, really tight, or really, really thick, I should say. There's something you don't always see in late November right there. Got a butterfly. Kind of blends in with the leaves there.
Daddy, come see what...
Got Kevin pulling the leaves in there and spreading them out, compressing them down. You want to have at least 4 inches of compressed insulation between you and the ground in there. And then plenty of leaves to cover up. Of course, that all depends on the temperature. Tonight we're probably going to be down in the high 30s here, so it's not as crucial, but if you're going to be in areas where you're going to have real low temps, you definitely want to take the extra time. The more insulation, the better. Well, even here, whenever it gets, you know, there's a difference between 39 and 10, or 0. Sometimes you can utilize the resources around you as tools to help you out in your goal. Take a simple stick like this and you can hasten your leaf collection up quite a bit. Using my shirt to help transport my leaves, speed that up as well. Take some of these leftover pieces here, just put them up here, and keep the leaves protected a little bit from the wind. Old Kev backing up in there, getting everything smashed down one last time. So what do you think, bud?
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool? You see any daylight in there? Looking up through the roof or anything? You see any light?
No, but the only light I I see is coming from
through here,
that
yeah.
you're videotaping in.
Cool. And you don't feel any cold through the ground on your belly or your legs or anything? Feels like the leaves underneath you are pretty thick, like you got a good mattress to lay on. Good deal. He's been in there compressing them down for quite a while. Cool. Looks like we've got quite a bit on top here. With the current weather conditions, I'm sure this would probably be more than good enough right here. It's not supposed to get super, super cold or rain or anything. We might want to pile it up a little thicker if it was going to rain up on top, but looks pretty good.
It's still awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Is it nice and warm in there?
Yeah.
Feel good?
It's just a little bit cold, but
A little cold.
It's still good.
If you pulled a bunch of leaves in there with you and cover it up, you'd probably be nice and toasty.
And if I like kind of close this.
Yeah, I can close that off with your coat or something. Or even just pull leaves up over it. Alright, well we'll gather up a few more leaves just to finish off this opening here, and then we'll call her good.
Yeah, it looks really weird because on the inside it feels so long, but on the outside it looks so short.
Yeah. Yeah, it's concealed pretty good. Pretty good camouflage. Be good if he was trying to hide out from somebody. It's not good to have a fire anywhere near it because just a big tinder bundle is all it is. This is more for if
Unless if you want to make a giant bonfire, then...
Yeah, it wouldn't be good to sleep in with a fire for sure.
No.
Definitely wouldn't do. That's why you use all the leaves. You use your body heat, insulation from the leaves. You use your body heat in combination with that insulation.
I got an idea what would make it really warm if on the inside you made like a layer of like aluminum foil or something.
Yeah, like that Mylar stuff. You had some of that. This is more like if you were just out hiking, you didn't have any means to make a fire, you didn't have a tarp or anything like that. This is just something you could do. It'd take quite a while, just one person. It took us a couple hours at least, all of us. So you can imagine it'd be a lot of work for one person.
But me and Abby took quite a couple breaks, so I gotta admit
You guys took a lot of breaks, but oh well, you still did your part and it's turning out awesome. So we'll collect up a little bit more leaves and we'll get her buttoned up. Abby's been over here making her own little miniature shelter. It's actually pretty good there, Abby. She's got her structure, kind of done basically the same thing that we've done over there. A little more practice, you'll have that down, girl. Great job. You want to go play in the other shelter? Okay, Abby, now that's done, what do you think of the shelter?
I like it, but not as much as I like pie.
You like pie better than just about anything except for your daddy, huh? Awesome. When you get inside, you can always pull leaves, surround yourself, or you could just take your jacket or your shirt or whatever the case may be and use that as a makeshift door. That's a really light wool shirt, but it would make a real nice barrier to keep the brisk air out tonight, I'm sure. Okay guys, so I finally got backed up in here. Seems pretty good. It's nice and toasty in here, considerably warmer than it is out there. It's a pretty nice day. It's in the upper 40s or so, but you can definitely tell the difference in here in these leaves. Kevin did a really good job of packing this full of leaves. I got about, I don't know, probably about a 4-inch mattress of leaves under me, and down at the foot is just packed full of leaves, so I've got my feet and my legs buried in leaves right now. Of course, like I was saying before, if you was using this in different conditions, if it was going to be raining a lot or anything like that, you may want to use more insulation up top just to keep it a little more waterproof. I think it would probably be pretty good the way it is, but if I knew for sure it was going to rain, I'd probably pile a little bit more on there, and I would definitely have more packed in here to keep dry in case I had to stay in here more than a night or two, because this is all going to compress as you're laying and rolling around in here. So I would have as many leaves stuffed in here as I possibly could just to keep them dry if I was going to be in wet conditions. If it was really, really cold, of course you're going to be pretty protected from the wind with this, but if it was going to be really cold, I would want to gather more leaves, have them at the entrance here. Then as I got cold, I could pull them in here, cover myself up with them like a blanket. So I've had a lot more leaves piled up here. I get it in here deeper. I can even pile them up here in the entrance here, so no wind can get in here. Or I could cover this entrance with my coat or with my shirt like I showed earlier. Anyhow, I really appreciate all the help from the kids and from Beth. You may have seen Beth kind of walking around using one arm. She's quite the trooper. You know, she dislocated her shoulder last week and fixing to maybe have to have some reconstruction done on that, but she's still out here training one arm, so you got to give her extra points for that. And it's great to get the kids out here for this experience as well. Anyhow, hope you like what you see here. If so, click like, hit subscribe, leave us a comment down below. We always really love hearing what you had to say. This is Kevin. Get out there and practice some of this stuff, guys. Hope to see you in the woods real soon.